Hello everybody, welcome to my guide for Ascalonian Catacombs Path 3. This is going to be the same as Path 1 and Path 2 up until we get to Kholer, so we're just going to burst down this breeder right here any way you want. I used Icebow this time, spicing things up a little bit. And once again, I'm going to hang back and swiftness these NPCs. This time the thief is lagging behind a little bit, so he will not assist me in blasting, so I'm on my own. I'm just gonna run through and have the thief trigger the cutscene for the picking of the path. Careful again as you're coming into this little hallway area. There are gargoyle heads and some traps on the ground that will hurt you. My team has been kind enough to already clear out the gargoyle heads on the ground here, so we're just gonna kill off a few of the other little graveling or the little spider babies while we wait for the thief to get here. Once the thief shows up, we will start stacking might. So we're going to stack might, and once the might is done stacking, we're going to run in and kill off the last of the low-level spiders in order to spawn the spider queen, and I will drop a lightning storm for some vulnerability while the other Ellie swirls. Then we're going to Icebow freeze and Icebow storm as the guardian walls to get any other projectiles from the little baby spiders. Just going to finish off the last of the spiders as we wait for the gravelings to come into range. I'm going to pull them and run back to the stack spot. Gonna do a little bit of might stacking, and the guardian is gonna put down hollowed ground so we don't get knocked around. Use any Icebows we have left over as well to hurry up and get rid of those gravelings. We're gonna run through the trap hallway. Watch these traps, 2 will down you, so you want to avoid as many as possible. You cannot dodge through these. At the end of the hallway on the left side there are chains you can interact with that will stop the traps from spawning. We're going to run up to our line of sight spot for Kholer and stack might, and then I will swap into my lightning attunement and use the vulnerability storm. And then we're just going to Icebow Kholer. The guardian will use hollowed ground and wall for any adds that might have knockback, spheres, or projectiles. He managed to evade most of our Icebow freezes there, but we did have enough DPS where it wasn't really a problem. Then we're gonna head off to the room where we will continue to kill graveling burrows. We had a half-hearted attempt here maybe to stack some stealth, but it did not go off. You're usually fine without stacking stealth, just dodge through those mobs and keep running through the room all the way to the back corner. Once you get to the back corner, it'll take just a minute or two for the NPC to start the event. He does like to chit-chat a lot. This next event will just be killing burrows as they spawn around the room. It's a pretty boring event. It's definitely a great time for someone in your party to take a bathroom break, maybe go get a snack, drink some coffee so you don't fall asleep. I took some liberties and made some jump cuts, so you're not going to see me running around and waiting for burrows to spawn. But I will post a link below to a figure with the locations of the burrows if this is not clear enough for you. Basically, our strategy here is going to be just kill the initial burrow by stacking some might on top of it when it spawns, and then for the rest of the burrows we will just chain Icebows. I will drop my first ice bow where the next burrow is going to spawn, and then I'm going to go wait at the location for the one after, and then, like I said, we're just going to chain ice bows. You can get about 2 storms off with each ice bow cast, or with each ice bow that you pick up, and the cooldown on the storm is pretty perfect for the burrow spawning times. So that's what we're doing here. We're just going to each burrow and we're ice bowing and ice bowing. This room is part of why this dungeon is not on most general tour rotations, because this does add a lot of time. Cutting out the waiting on my video took out about 4 minutes total from the video. But again, it's a great break time. If you're not an elementalist, you can go get a snack or go to the bathroom. For other classes, Guardian, I recommend you use Scepter. The Smite skill is really nice on these. Warrior, just 100 blades everything, I guess, or Ice Bow. And then once the timer hits 97%, I'm going to stack some swiftness for the party, and we're going to grab the chest when it spawns and head off. You're going to get turned into these lovely ghosts wearing armor that most people like to ignore, but this is a good time to showcase it, I suppose. The elementalist used a swirling winds there just as a quality of life so that we don't get immediately in combat from the little spiders. And we're going to run into a large room where we'll get to kill more burrows, only these ones are a little bit bigger. So I tend to just staff down the first burrow. The other elementalist dropped an ice bow and ran off to the second burrow. And I'm going to drop an ice bow here, and the warrior, I believe, picked it up, and then we split up and each of us heads off to a separate burrow. You can run around as a team, but it can be faster to just split up and take down burrows separately. The only thing you really need to watch out for in this room are bleeds and knockdowns. The little gravelings will stack the bleeds, and the bigger gravelings can do knockdowns, or they just like to yell at you. Once you finish, a chest will spawn right where I'm standing, and then the doorway between this room and the next will open, but it's always faster to just waypoint, and then you can wait at this little area. Stack some swiftness so you can get to the last boss a little bit quicker as soon as the NPCs are done chitter-chattering. And once the wall finally breaks, you can head off to Colossus Rumblus. If your party is not very high in DPS, or if they're unsure about how quick they can kill the boss, I would recommend killing those breeders we just ran by. Sometimes the NPC Grast can get stuck on them, and he is very useful in this last fight in that he will provide a large shield for when Colossus Rumblus does his large AoE attack that will knock you down and wipe you. So stand your ground is helpful here, so that you don't run into Ice Bow, freeze, and get knocked down. So we basically just froze him and ice bowed him down. I used my vulnerability storm for some quick vuln. The wall the Guardian provided is not useful here, but I appreciated the effort. And then you stand around, let the NPCs talk to each other for a while, admire your ghostly forms. Then you'll change back and get the reward. And that's AC Path 3. Thank you so much for watching my Ascalonian Catacombs Path 3 guide. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something. If you did, feel free to give me a thumbs up or leave a comment below telling me what you liked. If you didn't like something, please also let me know in the comments so that I know what to do better in my next videos. So thank you again for watching. Happy dungeoning, and I'll see you guys in Catacombs Manor next week. Bye!